super, super excited to be here and incredibly pumped up to go over goals with you guys and come up with some awesome goals that are going to sit here and totally get us to slay 2019. I don't know about you guys, but I am so ready for this year. I am so tired of playing small, and I am so ready to absolutely take it all the way to the top. And I know you guys have got to be too, or else you wouldn't be in this leader group right now and learning and training and getting all the valuable information that you can and then implementing it in your business. So, okay, so first of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Hey, Jordan, thank you for putting this whole thing together. It's absolutely an incredible an idea to kick off the year, and I know that it's something that's just going to absolutely get us so pumped up because, you know, I don't know about you guys, but like every month I'm huge on goals, and I'll write it down, and I get really excited for them, and I start going towards it, and then what happens is kind of sometimes I reach them, sometimes I don't. You know, sometimes I get disappointed if I don't reach them, sometimes I don't. And the thing is this, that stuff doesn't matter. You know, that stuff doesn't matter whether you reach it or you don't. I mean, obviously, we're going to want to reach our goals, so we're going to do everything we can to. But don't let that hinder you from sitting here pushing forward to continue to build and get bigger goals. Because sometimes some of the goals that we set for ourselves are limiting. And we don't think about, we're kind of in that mindset of where we think we are right now, not potentially where we're growing and where we're going to be. So we want to think big when we're going to write down these goals. So I hope, hey guys, hey Donna, hey Courtney, hey Rosie. So hopefully you guys have some paper. We're going to do this together tonight. I'm going to try I tend to talk a lot, so I'm going to try really hard to just stay focused. I have some notes to try to help me stay focused. But let's get a piece of paper. I hope you guys have some paper. I hope you guys have a pen, paper and pen. I will tell you one thing. I'm going to add one quick little tip in here, a little sales tip in here for you guys. Get yourself some pens. Get yourself some personalized pens, okay? I'm a huge advocate on these. I've done the business cards and blitz cards, and those work great, but I'll tell you what's really, really worked for me in my business. I've been in this business for almost 5 years, and it's these things. These things are huge. When I go to a restaurant, I always leave a pen. When I sign the ticket, I always leave a pen. When you're out talking to people, leave a pen. Because you know what? The thing is this. People aren't going to throw away a pen like they're going to throw away maybe a business card that gets thrown in the bottom of their purse, you know? Plus, the funny thing is I've actually gone back to a restaurant months later, and my pen is given to me to sign. So that thing's traveled from person to person to person. So get yourself some pens, get creative, have fun with it. Just a little tip for something that you can do to help you with your business as a way to get your name out there a little bit more. Okay, so before we get down to business with the goals, I do want to say one quick thing. This 2019, I'm just so freaking pumped about it, honest to gosh, because there is so much happening for us right now. Corporate's giving us every single tool, every single incentive to sit here and absolutely boom our businesses. I mean, we've got new presenter kit, we have hostess perks, we have presenter perks, we have new kudos, we have new colors, we have new training. I mean, we have everything at our fingertips to absolutely take advantage. And if we don't, then we're fools. And I know none of us are fools here, right? So let's absolutely get ourselves ready and geared up. One of the things I recommend you doing, if you haven't already, is go to your back office. Go to training, go to onboarding, and Eric Worre's trainings are already there sitting in there. Get yourself, just sit down when you're in the car, wherever it is you're going to do, plug it in, listen to his trainings. The one that he did, the first one he's got is called First Steps. It's awesome. Then he also has the 20 and 30. The First Steps is awesome. It's a great, you know, no matter how long you've been in this business, it doesn't matter. You always need to be training. You always need to be building your mind and growing and all of that. So get yourself in and take advantage of these trainings that are given to us because they're gold. They're gold. Okay, so let's get down to business with goals, right? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to take a list, and we're going to come up with 3 different types of goals. We're going to come up with a weekly goal, we're going to come up with monthly goals, and we're going to come up with yearly goals. And then we're going to come up with action plans to get those goals into motion, okay? So let's see. Let's write down, first of all, let's go with our weekly goals. And we're going to come up with 3 different things here. And there is no right or wrong answer to any of these. These are all goals for you, but I do encourage you to write them down. There's a big thing about writing it down, because when you have moments, and we all have these times where things kind of dip down, we get kind of in these little slumps sometimes. For whatever reason, our mind plays head games with us. you know, when you have something written down, when you have goals written down and you look at them and you see why you're doing these things and what you need to be doing and pushing forward, it gets you back on track. It really helps you get back on track. And one of the things I encourage you to do when you're done writing up your goals, because it's awesome to attract people into your business as well, is take a picture, take a selfie with your goals. Let people know that you are on track for an incredible year with your business, and let them know you mean business and you're here to help others. People love when people have goals, and then you're inspiring people to do that for themselves as well. So I encourage you to do that as well. When you're finished, take a selfie. We're all about selfies, right? Take a selfie, pop it on your personal page, and let people know that you are here to make a difference in your life, your family's lives, and other people's lives. Okay, so let's write down weekly goals. And if you guys don't mind, if anybody has any comments or questions, I will go back after this live and answer all your questions. I just get seriously easily distracted, so I'm just going to stay focused, if you guys don't mind, on this, just so we can get as much information as we can, and I promise you I'll get back to all of yours as well. Okay, so let's write down weekly goals, right? And the first thing I want you to do is I want you to say how many people you're going to sponsor this week. Scary, right? Because maybe some of us maybe none of us some of us haven't sponsored at all. Maybe we've only sponsored one last month. Maybe we sponsored 4 in the last year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is a new year, new you. So come up with how many you're going to sponsor this week. And get that mindset where it's not, I hope to sponsor, maybe I'll sponsor. Let's get it in your mind. This is what I'm going to do. So put down how many you're going to sponsor this week. And if it's 1, that's awesome. I don't want anybody to put 0. Don't put 0. You want to at least put, obviously, you want to at least put 1, because if you do 1 a week, that means you're going to be doing at least 4 a month. And that's huge. That's going to help your business tremendously. Because don't forget, if you've been in this business for any amount of time, I've heard this from the beginning when I first started, and it's so incredibly true. Your business is kind of in thirds, right? You have a third of the people that you've sponsored that are working their business, a third of them that are kind of, maybe buy here and there, and a third of them that are kind of out the door. And if you're not constantly refilling your recruiting bucket, you're going to end up with no one left, no team left, and you're going to wonder what the heck's going on. And it's no fun to build a whole team and build a whole business all by yourself. That's one of the beauties about our business is we have residual income, and that's where sponsoring comes into play. So put down your number. How many are you going to sponsor? This is a week for the week, okay? How many are you going to sponsor this week? The next thing I want you to do is, what is your PRS going to be this week? All right? What is your PRS? How much are you going to sell this week? We have an awesome kudos, and I'm going to give you a tip real quick. What I do every single month, anyone that's on my team knows this, I tell them this all the time. When we get the kudos, when kudos is announced to us, what I do is I immediately go to my private messenger, okay? I go in a messenger, and I private message every one of my previous customers that's ever bought anything from me. And yes, it takes a while. I have hundreds of customers now. I've been doing this a long time. But you know what? Some answer, you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, they looked at it, they're not responding. You see that little picture drop where you can see that they actually looked at your stuff and they don't respond, and you're like, oh my gosh, it doesn't matter. Just keep sharing it, because you never know when 1 month, whatever it is that you're sharing, is going to be something that they want, they need, they're curious about, But I private message every single previous customer I have and let them know of the special I'm offering. Don't say corporate's got this kudos. People don't really always know what kudos. I certainly didn't know what a kudo was when it came to business when I started. So I always say, this is my special for the month. And I let them know whatever the special is for the month. Because we are representing corporate, so let them know these are your deals. This is the deals that you're offering out to them. And I message every single one, and I'll tell you right now, I get sales every single. I always kick off my month super, super strong. I have a goal of having $500 PRS by the 5th of the month. And that mindset of I'm going to get that, I'm going to do that, that's my goal, has honestly helped me. I've sold over $150,000. I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying it because what I do works in the 5 years that I've been with Younique. And honestly, a huge part of that number is messaging people about the kudos every month. It really is. I saw a big shift in my sales when I did that. And like I said, yes, it takes time to do it. But you know what? You're going to have people who are going to be, oh my gosh, thank you. They look forward to. I actually have customers that look forward to the first now because they know they're going to be a deal. And most of our deals are at least 30% off. So that's huge, you know? And then sometimes if you get people that are getting deals month after month, you might want to say to them, hey, listen, you know, you could even get it for more money off if you decided to join this business, because obviously they're going to get 20 or 25% in addition to that off, or I should say back in commission, right? So that's just a little side tip for later too for sponsoring. But make sure with your sales that you're putting the effort. Don't just like pop a post out there and think that people are going to sit here and jump all over it. You know, you post an awesome kudos picture and maybe you might get a sale out of it, but I can tell you right now the majority of my sales don't come from my posts I put on my personal wall. They're kind of teasers, and then I talk about them in private messenger a little bit more. So the second thing is, what is your PRS? Sorry, your PRS going to be for this week, for the next week. And the third thing is how many online parties are you going to book? This is huge. I honestly did not realize how important online parties were, although I know we always hear book sell sponsor. I had no idea how important online parties were until the last probably year of my business. And that is the most incredible way for you to sit here and build and network your business. When I started, I have less than 400 friends on Facebook, and all of the friendships that I built are from online parties, from networking, you know, in other groups, from, you know, reaching out to new people and building and caring about people. You know, it can't just be about you, right? You've got to sit here and get involved in people's lives. You've got to sit here and care about what's happening with them and reach out and comment on their pictures. Because if you're wanting people to get involved and help and support you, you've got to support them. So make sure when you have online parties, don't just make it about the sales. The sales are awesome. That's great, right? But you want to sit here and make it about building relationships. Every single person, now, you know, some people do groups, some people do events. I personally do events. It's just my thing. I've done groups in the past and they're successful too. You know, they're fine. I like the idea with events that I can sit here and have my hostess invite people. For me, it's a bigger deal. Oh, it's an event. It's a mascara event. It's just a psychological thing that I like, so it's what I have my hostesses do. And anyone that accepts or comments or likes or whatever, I sit here and I friend request every single one of them. And if I'm doing my job in that party, in that group, that event, then if I'm doing my job, they're going to know who I am when I'm friend requesting them. So it's not weird or icky or anything like that. And honestly, I would say, I'm a huge numbers person, but honestly, probably about 85% of my entire business of sales have come from people I did not know when I started. So that has everything to do with networking. It has everything to do with getting involved in other people's lives and everything to do with these online parties. So, so the third thing is how many online parties. And for your other weekly, there's going to be 4. I think I might have said 3. There's going to be 4. The fourth thing is how many minutes are you going to spend on personal development for that week, okay? That's huge. I can't tell you how important, you know, we all know about book, sell, sponsor, but personal development, I think, should be the fourth thing that we talk about, because there are so many times where things are up and down. We talked about this, you know, before. You know, your business comes in waves. You know, you get all these sales, or you get, you know, people joining your business, and then all of a sudden it's kind of quiet. And you have to, when you have those things, when you start getting those little toxic thoughts in your mind that, oh my gosh, this business is for me, or I don't know what I'm doing, nobody wants to buy for me, nobody wants to join me. When you start having those negative thoughts, you've got to stop those immediately. And the only way I've ever learned to do it is to absolutely saturate my mind with personal development. So set yourself a goal of how much you're going to do a week. Set yourself, even put a little side slash, how many that's going to be a day, how many minutes a day. And do it. You know, I set my alarm. I do 15 minutes of personal development every morning, at least. Set my alarm for 15 minutes earlier than when I plan on waking up, and I make sure I do that. That's how I kickstart my day every single day. And if you look on my page, if you ever look on my page, most of my day started out with some kind of a personal, you know, motivational, inspirational quote. And a lot of that stems from what I've just listened to or read, because I want to start my day off on a positive note, and that's the way I know how to do it. So that's what you're going to do for your goals for weekly. So hopefully you guys wrote all those down. Then you're going to do monthly. It's very similar. How many are you going to sponsor for the month? What your PRS is going to be for the month? And what color are you going to be for the month? Write those down, okay? And then for the year, it is what is your total PRS going to be for the year? How many are you totally, your team is going to recruit? How many are you going to recruit for your team for the year? And what color are you going to be at the end of 2019? And I want to see, when I look at y'all's pages, when I go and see you guys holding up that selfie with your goals, I better see on that bottom line black for all of you guys, because that should be our goal this year. Everybody should just absolutely hone in and focus in on black, because we have all the tools in the world for this to happen, and we are starting out this year so strong that that's what we need to be going for. So, okay, so now that we have our goals written down, hopefully, I'll give you guys a few seconds to do that, and I'll chat a little bit in the middle of it. But we've got to shift our mindset into action, because it's one thing to write them down. It's another thing if we don't actually take action and make them happen. So how do we do that, right? How do we do that? We have all these goals. What do we do? So this is what I want you to write down. I want you to write this down. And I'm a huge Bob Pilot fan. I'm in his Legacy Leadership Academy. And this is something that he shared the other day. And I jumped all over it, and it made so much sense to me. So I'm taking this from him. I'm not taking credit for this at all. But this is what I want you to write down, okay? In order to blank, just put blank, I will do the following, and then you do a blank. And I'm going to show you an example, and then you can apply it to every one of your goals that you have. And take the time to do that, because when you sit down and you write these goals, and then you implement an action plan to those goals, you are going to feel so much better about yourself and your business, because you have a plan to do things. It's not just like throwing things out there and hoping for the best. You have a plan of what you're going to do to accomplish these goals, okay? So for example, if I want to say that I'm going to recruit 20 people, I'm going to sponsor 20 people this month, all right? So going back to that sentence I said, in order to recruit 20 new team members, okay, this month, I will do the following, all right? So this is what I'm going to say. I am going to reach out to 50 people a week, all right? 50 people a week I'm going to reach out to about the opportunity. I am going to do a weekly live talking about the opportunity. And I'm going to invite 10 prospects to a live opportunity event that I'm going to hold. So do you see how it's one thing to say, I want to sponsor 20 people this month. It's another thing to say, I want to sponsor 20 people this month, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to reach out to 50 people a week. I'm going to go live every single week and share the opportunity. And I'm going to invite 10 people to a private opportunity event that I'm going to host where I talk about the business. And then you can adjust yourself. These goals, every month you're going to do this. You're going to take your paper, you're going to evaluate what you've done, and you're going to do the same goals again for the month, the week and the month, adjust what you want to do. And then you evaluate it. If you weren't able to recruit 20 people in that month, then maybe we need to, instead of me reaching out to 50 people, maybe I need to reach out to 100 people, but I have a plan, and I'm going to sit here and make a list of write down 50 for the first time I'm doing this. Write down 50 things so I can write down every single person's name that I'm talking to. I'm going to hold myself accountable to that. And then what happens with that is that you wake up with a purpose every day of what you're going to do as your daily tasks. You've all heard about daily task operations. This is your daily tasks of what you're going to do to build your business to sponsor. And I can tell you right now, it is so much more fun as a team to have a group of women working together to build dreams as opposed to you doing it all by yourself, and sponsoring is the way to build that team. So hopefully that helps you guys. If you guys have any questions, please make sure that you make little comments over there. I will absolutely go back and help you guys 100%. The thing is this, we've got to stop playing small. We've got to, I know I'm speaking for myself with this, and I'm sure there's other people out there as well. I have a full-time job, I have a full-time life, and I kind of try to work this in the middle of it, and sometimes I get sleep, sometimes I don't. But the thing is this, stop playing small. We need to make things happen so that the full-time job kind of disappears a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I own that other business, so it's kind of hard for me to completely have it disappear, but I can certainly have someone else running it for me so that I'm not doing it all the time, and then I can spend more time with my family. I can spend more time doing things that I want to do, and hopefully that's what you want to do for yourself as well. So we've got to make things happen. You have a full month of training from incredible women, and I'm so super excited, not only for you, but for me. I'm excited to learn myself from other leaders. And I just want you to know you've got this. You're amazing. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I can't tell you enough how much, when you do believe in yourself, that confidence, that energy, that excitement is going to get projected out there to your prospects, to your customers. It's going to show passion, and people are going to want to be a part of whatever it is that you're so excited about. So hopefully that helped you guys. Hope you found value in it. I hope you guys have an incredible night, incredible year, incredible week, incredible month, everything. Just believe in yourself. Know how amazing you are. I know I believe in you, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.